I'd like to spend a few minutes and offer some thoughts about the predicament I see associated with attempting to do virtual collaboration in today's reality. While the situations that we have to deal with sort of imply that collaboration is essential, there are some real difficulties associated with trying to do that. Now, as it seems, it should be relatively obvious that in today's world, as we become more and more overly interconnected, that the situations that we have to figure out how to deal with become ever more complex on an ongoing basis. And that complexity, to most of us, simply appears to make the situations more and more complicated. And is there ever a situation where one person actually knows enough to understand how to deal with one of these complex situations that has to be addressed? So it's that reality that says that collaboration is essential. Though the difficulty associated with doing collaboration is who are the most appropriate people who ought to be collaborating to figure out how to address this situation. They're typically unknown, and if and when you do figure out who they are, you are likely to find out that they are geographically distributed in who knows how many time zones. And and if you once you find them, is it likely that the right people are not busy? I mean, if they are the right people to address the situation, you can probably expect that they're the right people from a lot of other people's perspectives so that they're enormously busy working on other projects, which means that trying to schedule interactions in a typical fashion is essentially impossible. So that because the right people are very busy, and because they're geographically distributed in who knows how many time zones, scheduling big old meetings is probably next to impossible, which leads us to trying to work on things in the old processes that we used to use in terms of round robin cycling of providing things to one person to the next, or sending things out to multiple people and having them do comments and then somebody sort of collating or integrating all of the comments back into um, a position based upon all of the inputs. It's not a manner of working to do collaboration that's actually likely to be effective. And all of these realities associated with trying to do collaboration in today's world, I perceive as being a predicament. It sort of implies that we have to find a way to evolve our understanding of how to do collaboration. And I think that what's appropriate is we have to figure out how to do virtual asynchronous collaboration so that people can come to the project and collaborate when they have time available. And we have to figure out how to deal with a multitude of contributors interacting at asynchronous times and still be able how to manage that effort and move forward. So the predicament itself is actually part of a larger piece of understanding that we've been evolving over the years about dealing with reality and trying to do virtual collaboration. And there are perspectives being developed on these other components of dealing with reality, in addition to all of this being part of a much larger effort on ways to go about doing virtual collaboration. And this segment of the project is simply an attempt to address ways to go about doing this in a systemic fashion. So, I hope you found this interesting. If you access this uh, presentation via the video or on the wiki page, there are links to additional components for this evolving understanding. Take care, and I'll see you in another perspective soon. Bye.